Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us on Morning Markets from True Potential. Today, I wanted to focus in on two aspects of what's been happening in markets over the past 24 hours, primarily the linkage between sovereign bond yields and what we're seeing in the energy market. The thing that ties those two things together is the inflation element to that, and the thought around rising levels of inflation or being more sustained given the move that we've seen in energy prices. But just taking a step back first then, and thinking about Europe yesterday, European equity markets a bit weaker over the course of the day. Really just that combination of energy prices and also some slightly disappointing economic data. But as we know, the economic data at the moment is quite mixed. Market seems to focus in on the negative, doesn't focus in on some of the other positives that we've seen as well. Just looking at sovereign bond yields, and you can see this in the chart on the screen, and I think we, in these sessions every day, talk about the move that we see on a daily basis, and we sometimes lose what's been happening over the course of the past number of weeks or indeed the past number of months. So just by looking at this chart on the UK 10-year gilt, you can see just how much it has moved over the course of this month in particular, from that 0.6% yield level to closing yesterday at 1.07%. So quite a significant move in yields there in the UK market. And a similar view is observed if we were to put up charts from other regional bond markets as well. I think the other aspect then, focusing in, is just what we're seeing in the energy prices and how that is playing through. You've seen the headlines about gas prices, gas shortages. Clearly there is a bit of a supply-demand issue ongoing as well there. Is there sufficient storage of gas in Europe, in the UK, etc.? But really, the chart again, just to put it in context, you can see how gas prices have really moved, that very strong step up in the chart that you can see now on the screen. And that just really is a function of, as we've said, supply and demand. Now, what happened yesterday was we saw quite a volatile day of trading, particularly in Europe and European gas prices, as Russia, the main supplier, one of the main suppliers, I should say, of gas into Europe, suggested that they could increase supply into the European market. Now, there's a bit of a political element to that as well. We do have one pipeline from Russia today. The second pipeline is waiting approval. There's a bit of a political backstory to that. But it may be that Russia's saying, well, if we could get that pipeline regulatory approval through, we can certainly move more gas into the European market. And that caused quite a bit of volatility in gas prices, with gas prices coming off quite a bit on that news yesterday. In the US, just touching on how that's feeding through there, we saw the government yesterday effectively discuss that they could release some of their strategic petroleum reserves, strategic oil reserves, just calm the market there as well. Just the other story in the US worth reflecting on overnight is that there's a bit of an agreement between the Republicans and the Democrats around the negotiations and the debt ceiling. That should allow that issue to move through, to be voted on, and to be put on the back burner for at least another couple of months. So kicking the can down the road, but it does remove that issue in the near term from the market. Finally, just in the UK this morning, another good move that we've seen in house prices, a positive move there, continuing to move up. House prices increasing some 7.4% year on year. I'll leave it there for today, but please do join us again tomorrow. Many thanks.
Subscribing to the True Potential YouTube channel is quick and easy. Simply go to the channel on your desktop or through the YouTube app on your phone and click the subscribe button. You can then press the notification bell symbol if you wish to be notified as and when new videos are released. Doing this is a great way to keep yourself updated with market developments and personal finance insights. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed, and we look forward to continuing to help you do more with your money.